We are back on WCEGWOOD Hollywood of the South. I'm Wardell Richardson, your host again for the second half of WCEGWOOD, the Hollywood of the South. We're going to get back with my cast and crew here in a second. First, I want to give a little bit of entertainment news. Shout out to Janelle Monáe for being honored with the Human Rights Campaign's Equality Award. So shout out to Janelle Monáe. Congrats to Ava DuVernay, who will receive her first Directors Guild Award nomination. While the Golden Globes may not have seen her, or any black people for that matter, the Directors Guild of America certainly has. DuVernay, I think I'm saying it right. DuVernay was the director of When They See Us, the TV series based on the story of the Central Park Five, a group of 5 black children who were falsely accused and imprisoned for a sexual assault they didn't commit. So shout out to her for that, because it's been a lot of talks about the Golden Globes not nominating any black people. A lot of celebrities been talking about that. So hopefully they decide to change their protocol because black people are really doing some amazing things right now. If you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. But hopefully they decide to change that. And shout out, I want to give a shout out to the legendary Tom Hanks and his wife Rita, who are both diagnosed with the coronavirus. So our prayers are with you. I hope you get better. Once again, I mentioned that earlier in the show. The coronavirus is a deadly virus that's going around right now. It's killed several people. So please be safe. Sanitize yourself. Wash your hands. Drink plenty of water. That's number one. Those are the number one things they've been saying. Just wash your hands. Watch who you're around, and drink plenty of water. And I have 5 movies that are on Amazon right now, and 4 on Tubi TV. GPS, which is a horror film that I did some years back. Actually, all of these I did some years back. But GPS is my first horror film that I did, where one of the guys used the GPS to try to get to a location, and it leads us to our doom. So definitely take a look at that. That's a dope TV series. Addiction by Subtraction is a thriller that I did. It's a psychological thriller. One of the hardest films that I've ever did. It was completely filled with lines. I had so many lines in that project. It was a very difficult project to do, but I did it with the late great Tommy Floyd, who played my father in it. So shout out to him. He was a great friend. Another movie called Greed, which is an action film about 5 guys who are have regular jobs during the day, but then they're vigilantes. They go to different countries, kill people to take the money and bring it back and get paid for whatever they do. But in this particular project, they get a job that's here. They always do stuff out of state, but in this particular project, they're doing something at home, which is something they never do, and everything gets crazy. So it's a dope project. It's called Greed. It's called Greed. Another movie I did is Flesh, based off human trafficking. It's about 3 brothers who are all on different sides of the law, and one of those brothers are involved with the human trafficking cartel that has moved into town. So it's a really dope project. Had fun doing it. The 30-Day Rule is a romantic comedy that I did. My first romantic comedy, and I love doing that. Got an award for that project last year. I think it was last year. I got an award for that project. It was a great project. I produced Greed, Flesh, and the 30-Day Rule, which are great projects. So if you get a chance, please go on Amazon and check them out. Also, if you go on Aspire TV, The Last Time movie is still playing. The movie that Harralyn just hated me so bad in. But it is still airing on TV right now, on Aspire TV. And if you're having trouble, ladies and gentlemen, if you're having trouble at all trying to find some TV, it's so many apps out right now. that you can get that are free. Tubi TV is one of them. For the projects that I have out are on Tubi TV. It's a free app, and literally you can go in there and watch movies all day long for free. They get paid off commercials. So I'm always on there. I hate the commercials. They do have, it's not a whole lot of commercials where you just be frustrated, but they do have a couple commercials that pop in from here from time to time, and I'm on there all the time. And Pluto. Pluto is another app that's free, and Jay-Z is behind that one, which is why I have so much black content on it. So if you want to watch some free TV, you can go on Pluto and watch several. I think they got like a lot of the reality shows on there and stuff. So check those out. But those are some of the movies that I have out. Go watch them. Let me know what you think. Hit me in my inbox on Instagram on the official Wardell Richardson. Let me know what you think about my movie. You know, I take all criticism, bad, good. I just like to know. That's how I learn. If you don't like it, I had some people say they didn't like some of the movies. Some of them they like the other ones, but everybody have their opinion. I'm cool with that. Now back to my guest. So if y'all missed the first half, it was a very, very interesting half of the show. Harralyn and James gave us a quick detail of their life and how they met, which is quite humorous. Oh, James, my man. It's quite humorous, so make sure you go check out the first half of the play. And when we talked to Mr. Dixon here about how he got into the business and where he came from and everything, because you wouldn't believe this, but half of us are from here in Atlanta.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. We got one oddball up here. We ain't gonna call his name out. We got one oddball. But Atlanta's where it's at, y'all. So Mr. Dixon.
Yes, sir.
Now we want to get really deep into the big brunch.
Okay.
Now, why call it the big brunch?
Well, we have the Last Supper.
Okay.
Okay. So I couldn't name it the Last Supper, and and I was bringing some kings here. So I decided I did to play the last potluck with the females.
Okay.
So I said, okay, they can have a brunch. It could be a big brunch with the kings and everything, the Nubian kings and all of that, and they can tell their story about how they became the kings and stuff. And also in this, we have the earthly kings that lived here on earth and passed away, because we have Malcolm X, we have Martin Luther King, and then we have this little, 6-year-old guy playing little boy Barack.
Really?
Yeah, and he is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, so explain your casting for this. So do you cast only inside the church or outside and inside the church?
No. I used to hold auditions, but at the same time, I handpick a lot of people.
Okay.
And they're from church, and some people that I grew up in the theater with, and some people I probably modeled with, or just different people. I'm that type of person, director, producer, whatever, that if I see somebody and I know they're interesting, I don't care what they look like. I think everybody deserves a chance, because a second chance is a great thing. I mean, some people might say, well, why did you choose this person or that person? Because the reality is that this is the type of person that you run into every day. And so you want to see an everyday person on the screen or either on the platform, and it lets other people who've given up on their dreams and their hopes say, well, if she's doing it or he's doing it, I can do it too. And a lot of these people become passionate about what they're doing and very dedicated, and they get better as the time goes by. And it also brings a reality aspect of the plays and what we're doing too. And that's why I think it's so relatable, because I try to cater to everybody, the young people, the older people,
right.
And and everyday people. You could be the person across the street picking up the trash or whatever it is, and giving up hope or whatever, because you always knew you could either sing or dance or whatever. I like to find hidden talent.
Okay.
And bring that talent out, because a lot of times that is the best talent, because it's raw.
How do you find your singers? Because you can't just look at a person and tell they can sing.
Well, as I said before, I grew up in the theater. I also did.
You know a lot of people who sing.
A lot of people,
okay.
yeah, a lot of singers, especially.
And you sing yourself?
Yeah, and I've been singing for a long time, and I direct too as well. I direct concert band and stuff like that. The orchestra in college and all of that. So I know quite a few people who are in music, and to me, music is what inspired me because my mom started off singing. You know, she went to the first Our Lady Lourdes private school in Atlanta, all female.
Okay.
And so she's classically trained, basically. She's a great soprano. My dad was a great bass. And, you know, so the music kind of runs into the vein. And
so do the other brothers sing?
No.
Yes, you.
Well, see, I have one that kind of sing, but then, you know, he's more of a comedian than anything. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, you know, you weren't right there with him, but you was a special. You was a special one all by yourself.
Yeah, I had no choice. I was a mama's boy, you know. So so that's what happened, you know. So that's how everything started with me, and that's how I got inspired to pick people and to get great singers, because a lot of times, and I'm not a vocal trainer, but I know about stage presence and coaching and how to keep the body up and all that to sing real well, and the style of what people do. So I try to bring out the best. If I hear somebody and they have a certain kind of talent, I bring it out. And especially when it comes to singing, because a lot of females, like one female, she was doing scatting with Mr. Melody and this and that, and she said, I never scat before, I don't know if I could do it, but I heard a voice and I said, you can do it. And so she tried it, and now that's a part of what she do every time she does it.
Okay. All right. And you kept putting your hand up. Are you nervous?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I am, ever.
No, you don't seem like it. I was just wondering. So so how long you been going to the church? You go to the same church?
My family been a part of that church for a while. The church been up 36 years, so we've been a part of it for like 34 years or so.
Really?
And my cousin is the church secretary. Then my mom and my grandma, they all been married there. My dad got remarried to my mom. You know, they had a 40th anniversary, but before she passed, they were married 62 years. And so we've been at that church, my entire family. Like, it's a family church. Most people who go there got family. Almost my whole entire family is at the church. They'll tell you that. So you can't talk about me because I talk about nobody else, because you never know.
Right. Who about, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been there for a long time.
Okay. And so how long have y'all been going to the church?
3 years now.
3 years this year.
So did you become a minister when you got there, or?
I was already a minister.
Okay. So you became a minister when you was up in
Detroit.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
She be getting it right.
She know, man.
He don't know.
She know all details.
I know it like better than he does.
It's funny.
I'm sorry.
She know everything.
I know, man. You cannot miss a beat with her. She gonna get it right and call you out on it too.
Now you know how I feel.
All right, so Harralyn, you played. Now, what is your role in the play?
I am the Sister Yolanda.
Okay.
I am very saved. I am bougie. I am better than everybody else. I am.
So you are just playing yourself.
Well, I am the one that I'm really. I am almost that one who believes she sits
on the throne.
God is here, Jesus is here, and I'm right here.
Wow.
So it's like God, Jesus, and then me right here. You know. So yeah, I'm better than everybody. You know, sisters are big deep for me, and they.
So is that a different role that you've done before? Because you've only done the one other.
My last one was, I think,
similar to that.
Yeah, I was.
She was rich in the last one.
I was rich. I ain't got that much money this time, but yeah, I was rich.
The attitude is still there, though.
Yeah, I was real bougie. Oh my God, they were peasants. And they probably gonna be peasants this time too.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it.
You enjoy it?
It's fun.
What part about acting do you enjoy?
I don't know. I get to be mean to people that.
She gonna say it totally wrong, right? She gonna say, I get to be mean to people.
She just do that anyway.
No, but I enjoy. It's fun, and then the ladies we work with. Oh my God, Val is a fool.
Yeah, you really have to come because the four sisters. It's I chose her. This lady named Val, who's really, she's a comedian. She's very funny.
She a mess.
And naturally funny. And I chose this young lady named Mary, who she's like a Regine or Blanche.
Okay.
And she's a has-been, but she still thinks she is.
Yeah.
Like she's like the Commodores wrote this song after me.
Right.
Yeah, and she don't have that same shape no more.
Right.
And then our first lady, she plays like the kind of nerdy, little bougie. She's over all of them, or whatever. So they together they act just like they're real sisters on and off the stage.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have to remember that, because there's a scene in there that I have to. The first lady come at me, and we was in rehearsal the other day, and I had to remember she's first lady. They walking on me like, okay.
And the funny part is when the first lady acts, she just fall right into it with them. You'll never know that she's the first lady. She acts just like them.
Oh my God, we have a good time. Right. We do. And I enjoy it. One day he gonna let me be somebody like a villain or something. He won't let me be like the bad villain person. I want to
because that's too much of you for real.
I want to be the.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, what role would you really want to play? When I first got started in this industry, I could not play a bad guy. Believe it or not, we all saw that. I could not play a bad guy. I could only be the good guy. And so I did this stage play, my very first stage play. I was supposed to be playing the bad guy. I was ruining the play. And the lead guy, who's the good guy, just disappeared one day. Wow. And it was like a month before the play. So the lead girl said, you should let Wardell be the good guy and bring somebody else in to be the bad guy because he's just a good guy. Like, you just need to let him do that. Well, I didn't like that. I wanted to master every aspect of it. I wanted to be a good bad guy.
Really?
I did.
That's really something because the funny part about it, like in classical theater when I started off, by me being small frame person, but my voice is very baritone and big. They would see me and wanted me to be like Jesus or Joseph or someone like that.
Okay.
But I always end up being Lucifer or the devil. All the time. I'm laughing at Jesus. So I wanted to be the good person.
Really?
And I could never be the good person. But the struggle was also, they thought in order to be the bad person, I had to be this big guy. So I was going up against big guys. And so I outvoiced them. And I said, like King Herod, he wasn't exactly big. He was just elaborate. He was just over the top, and he was kind of bad. So I ended up being King Herod because I had the voice that they didn't have.
Got you.
And then I was more elaborate.
So we was the opposite.
Exactly. I wanted to be the good person.
Yeah. And I was trying to be the bad guy and couldn't do it. But I had to go. I started taking some classes. I was like, I'm going to master this thing. And I started working with a woman named Sharma Lee, who I interviewed her. I had an exclusive interview with her. She was Maya's mom on Girlfriends. If y'all ever watched the TV series Girlfriend, she was Maya's mom. She's a good friend of mine. And so I took some classes with her, and she's the one that kind of brought everything out of me. Because I think for the most part, it was me having the fear of what people thought. Of me playing that role. Once I got that out of my head and didn't care, it was on and popping.
It's more, to be honest with you, it's more fun being the bad person.
It is.
It's real fun because you get away with everything.
I want to be the bad lady. I want to be the mean one. I want to say bad stuff. I want to be mean to people.
Oh no, we have to put a different rating on that place.
And so I do get a chance to be really snooty and feisty a little bit. So I get a little bit of bad.
Okay.
I'm probably not that much good in the play, am I?
No, you're not good in the play at all.
I am a bad guy. I am a bad lady.
But you're not good in the play at all.
No. See what I'm saying? This was
you're not good to play either way.
I just caught what he was saying.
No, I'm just kidding.
But the crazy part about it is I have extreme stage fright.
Really?
Extreme.
I was scared at first.
Yeah.
The first few times I did theater, I was terrified. I was sitting out there sweating bullets before I even got on.
Even when I speak, I oh my God.
But isn't that what make it good? I mean, like that fear right before you go on and those nerves. So then you get out and work off of it and it makes it real good.
And it's like, I can't mess up. Like in my head, I'm just thinking all these thoughts. But, once my whole thing was, after some time in training, I learned that it wasn't really, I was too focused on knowing the lines than understanding the story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
That makes a big difference.
When you know the story, the lines don't even really matter.
Exactly. And that's the good part. I like that you said that, because what I tell y'all all the time, I say once you learn your lines, if the ad lib is better than what I wrote on here, then we're going to go with that.
And see, you're a good writer because there's some writers out there that want to stick to the line. Yep. But for me, like, it's the script is a guide.
Exactly.
It's more so of a guide. Like, you have to say certain things for cues to give the other person the cue. Right. But at the end of the day, make it your own. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what makes you a great actor.
It is so true. Exactly. Because you can hold them back if you try to make, this is what the paper said, this is what you got to do.
Right.
So, you hold them back.
Yeah, so I like that. See, that's what I like, that type of writer. I like that type of directing, because you get, now an actor really gets to do what they do, and that's act. I don't like a lot of improv, but because some people go so far off, it's hard to pull back. Right. I went to this one play not too long ago, and I knew that the girl didn't know her lines. And she was waiting for the cast to help her. Like, you can see it. And it was funny because one of the other people who was in the play happened to be in another play, and he came into the studio, and when I brought it up, he knew exactly what I was talking about. He said, "You saw that?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you good if you saw that." I said, "You ain't gotta be good to see that." Because the person I didn't go to plays that she knew.
Exactly. It's like, if you don't know your lines, that's when it comes to be a good point of you having great people who can ad lib.
Exactly.
And that nobody would never understand that you missed a line.
Right.
Or you didn't know a line.
But see, if people understand, the people in the audience don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever you say, and then it's important that your castmate, for me, it's important to know everybody's line. Because
it is.
I need to be able to save you.
Right.
Because if you go see the same play 3 times in a row, and it's gonna be different almost every show, you're gonna see some parts that's different because somebody's gonna forget something.
Yeah. That's a good part about live plays.
Yes.
About, being there, like you said, you get what you get.
Right.
On TV, you get to start all over again.
Now the last group I had in here, they have an unscripted play. So literally, she get them a concept, and they go on stage and they go for it.
Those are good actors.
Wow.
And I told her, I said, you have to have some immaculate actors to pull that off.
And great faith.
And what's funny is I've heard, because I'm going to see it, but I've heard that it's one of the best plays out there.
I bet it is. I would like to see that. I bet
it's one of the best plays out there, because they were getting ready to go play in Alabama, but she decided to do one here because I said I need to see it. So now they're going to do one here on the 4th. Ooh, do I have that other play for? Well,
wow.
But
I would like to see that.
It's supposed to be, and I've heard that it's a great play, so I'm definitely gonna go try to go check that out. But back on y'all. So what is it? Because you got to play about the women, then you're doing this one about the men, and what is your train of thought like? Because as a writer, you're very creative.
Yeah.
like almost everything that you hear, that you talk about, just like them two. I'm telling you, that is a movie waiting to happen.
I got to play stage play about this.
That is just unbelievable, man. Y'all a story on its own. And your character is
oh my gosh,
sarcastic.
He's man. And the way y'all play off each other, it's just so fun. I can just see it. I can see it. That's why I'm laughing, because I can see it.
It's always like this. Always.
And you just be so chill, man. Like, you just be chill. She be just like, no. That is not how it went. And you just be like, okay.
And if you're around them long enough, you'll understand why she say no. Don't think that he is the easy one.
Oh, I already know it. I know it.
No.
Harralyn, I can tell you a piece of cake. You a piece of cake, man. You are a piece of cake, man.
I am so sweet.
They're the ones that be saying, I am so sweet.
Right,
What you say?
Right. Exactly.
I am that sweet one and quiet.
With the neck roll.
So when you did this play, did you already have people in mind, or did you actually have an audition?
I had some people in mind. I had a little bit of an audition, and I handpicked some.
Okay.
Like, say, for instance, she didn't think that I would handpick her, but I've been sending her around church, and then someone recommended her for last year. And after last year, I said, I have to have her back in my play again.
Okay.
So, I don't know why, but I did, And so, like, I handpicked certain people. I listen to their voices. I listen to what they do. And a lot of times what happened is certain people inspire my writing and inspire me to write a little bit different. Like, I may have one character in mind, and then I'll see something in one person, and I say, you know what, this is what he can do and she could do. So this character can do this, and they can sing this song, and they can do that. I kind of work around a whole lot of stuff. I have the basic concept, but at the same time, once I meet the person, and she'll tell you in a minute, even though I have the copyrights and stuff, I go back and I switch certain things, certain lines to fit certain people. Like, one year I had a Cleopatra, she was out of town, the original one, so I had to get my niece to play, and my niece is a dancer, not a singer. And so I had to switch a couple of things around because of who they were, but it worked.
Do you ever plan to, because when you've done your plays, have they just been at the church?
No.
Okay, so you've done stuff out.
This the good part about it is my pastor gave me a good platform to come back and start back writing after he saw my first play, The Promised One. Okay. Well, a play that I was producing that I had been a part of at Morris Brown for years. The late Stephen, what's his last name? He passed. I can't think of his last name right now. But anyway, after that, he gave me the platform to go into writing plays again. So what I do is a lot of times I launch my plays now at the church to see how people like them. And then from there, I take it to the theater and I tweak it, and it's bigger and it's even better. And then sometimes I have even more professional actors to be in it, in that situation. Then I bring a lot of people like this one here along in the sound effects of this one along with me sometimes, which is annoying. But,
I'll tell you.
So like the potluck, I started that in 2010, 10 years ago at the church. And then I made some tweaks to it and everything, and different people, and added stuff and taking things away. And so on the big stage, and the costumes and everything is, I'm telling you, the women kill it. They want what is that, Friendship Baptist Church over by Morris Brown. We'll probably be there in August. The main person that's in charge of that church, we did it at a theater, and he was so impressed to where a lot of people started booking it. Like, we did it at the cathedral and somewhere else. We once they see it once, the churches always want to bring it back.
Okay, so this is what you do, baby. Like,
this is what I do right now. In and out of retirement, writing plays.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. I love plays. The only thing, because I've been to some musicals, and the one thing they get me about some musicals, and I'm not saying yours.
I know what you're about to say.
Who do you think I'm about to say?
Go ahead.
The songs be so long,
and boring.
Yeah. And I'll be sitting there like, please end this song.
Yeah.
Now,
That is great because that's why I said a lot of times I do like different cover tunes because people can relate to what Luther Vandross said.
Right.
Say for instance, Nimrod is this king who has an attitude and come up and he's arrogant, but he's a bad boy. So instead of him just doing something that we wrote that people may not be able to relate to, he may do Luther Vandross, Bad Boy Having a Party.
Okay.
Or something like that, and it's interesting, the background, the dancing, the singing and everything, because I know some people have plays and they're just talking, all of a sudden they just bust out singing in the middle of nowhere, and it's a song that nobody
know, and they sing it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
And I'm sitting here like, man, okay, this song is
Yeah.
And then and I'm not, everybody have their thing. And some people really like that. I'm just not. I can, if I see a musical and that part right there alone is just the part that disturbs me. Now I like good singing, and that's why I brought up Tyler Perry, because he's the last musical that I went to, and those people can blow. Like I can sit there all day long and watch it play. But the whole essence of it and the acting was on point too. So he had a good balance with the acting and the singing. So I'm interested to see this play. Yeah, I'm very interested to see it because I could tell that you know your stuff. I could tell right out the bat, and I'm pretty sure you cast some really good actors and singers. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So now, what's your part? Because they've been talking about you, the sound effects guy. So you do the little sound effects throughout the on the organ.
We have another keyboard I just got at the church, and I'll be doing that. Yeah. Okay. So is this is it a dramatic comedy?
I would
type
say
play,
it's a musical dramedy.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's funny into it, there's seriousness into it, and there's a little bit of everything. Yeah, and the sisters, they are funny, but they're dramatic, and the kings tell their story, like certain king stories. Like a lot of people didn't know about Simon of Cyrene. He was the person who carried the cross, that helped Jesus carry the cross to Calvary. Okay. So he's the king in the play. Okay. And that's played by our Reverend Sam White, who's a great singer. I mean, and so the one thing about that is you'll probably hear Sam White sing "And I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston, because he's telling the story about how Jesus went to Calvary and how Mary will always love him, but she know he has to go. He has to do something. Okay. Those are the kind of things that we relate to the play.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
That's pretty deep too.
Yeah.
At the same time.
That's the education you get when you come to my play.
Right. Okay. So you really think through everything before you do it. Because have you ever been in a position? Because I'm like one of those people. If it ain't right, it ain't finna get done.
Exactly.
Exactly. Gotta feel the same way.
Cut that one out. I'll do this one.
Right. Exactly. So what is it? What's next for you? So you got this. What's next for you after that?
Well, actually, I'm gonna keep on at this for a minute because this is leaving the modeling thing and the singing thing. This is what I've always wanted to do. Okay. And so I just want to take this to a different level, Tyler Perry. Watching, I want to take it to a different level, as far as like being creative. I want to continue to write. I want to continue to write great things, and good things that people can relate to, positive things with messages and stuff like that, and get it across the board. And next, we're trying to do we're probably going to be doing what we call the Chitlin Circuit, which is the Southeast. Travel with the play throughout the Southeast. Okay. I don't know if it'll be the big brunch because this is another trial basis for this one. But I know the potluck is like my number one play right now. Okay. With the women. So that's the one that everybody wants to come back, and that's going to be.
So everybody like that one.
They love it, and they love Sisterella. But right now, that was my first play. Right now, I'm just doing some tweaks to it because time has changed since 2000, and now it's 2020. Right. That was my first one. So. Okay. But right now the potluck is like a hit. Okay. And so that'll be going on the Chitlin Circuit. So y'all be watching out for it.
Okay, man, that's really dope. Cause, like I said, man, you must be doing your thing. Cause the people requesting you to come, that's a plus.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it's really hard because it's like I started on a budget of nothing really, and I started like word of mouth and people like this one here. You know, she acts in my play, but at the same time, behind the scene, I say in this particular play, the men are in the play, but the women are running the play. Because most of my staff, except for my godbrother, Willie Collins, and then I have my sister, and I have my brother-in-law, Tony, but most of them are women. My sister Wanda, my sister Dina, Harralyn, and quite a few other ones. And I have a female wardrobe person, Mary Dawson, and also Pebbles. Well, her name is Tara Mitchell. And they are just great. When I tell you, the easy part is working with women because, like we were saying earlier, they're very detailed. And everything that the men don't want to do and don't want to communicate on, the women are still doing it. And I had this little talk with, I'm in the male choir. Okay. And to me, it's a big brotherhood, and it's we bond like brothers. But at the same time, a lot of times when I need things, I go to their wives because their wives gonna get it done. A lot of them are deacons and stuff. Their wives are deaconess and stuff. But the women are gonna get it done. The men are too. Don't get me wrong, but these women, they don't give up, and when they want something, they keep on going. And you know,
my best friend. Both him and his wife done came on my show before, and I would call him if I need something. He's like, "Man, call my wife." That's it. He said, "Call my wife. She'll take care of it." And I said, "Okay."
James Brown said it best: "It's a man world, but it's nothing without a woman."
Come on, man. Come on,
say I mean, the man. They say the man is the head of the household, but the woman is the neck because the neck can't turn without the neck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
So I learned. I grew up with my mom, so like I said, I was a mama's boy. So I learned that through my mom and my sisters and stuff like that. So
okay, and then you have your family involved with the play too.
Completely. I mean, it's like a tribe.
Oh my God!
A family always. My cousins.
They show up.
We were raised in Atlanta, so everywhere, but most of the time everybody came here during the summer. But I have cousins. We all went to high school together and college together. We're more like Rotunda and all them. We're more like sisters and brothers. Okay. We're just that close. And so I'm the last one in that generation. So I'm like the baby boy. So it's like everybody come and support me because they've always used me for everything else. You the baby, you come here, do this, do that. And I had to do it, you know. So now it's my turn. Get in the bag, you know. So that's what happens.
And it sounds like all of y'all are talented though. Cause can all y'all sing or?
They're mostly on my dad's side, a lot of my cousins and aunts and stuff can sing. My sister, no, they probably can sing, but they don't care for it. They mostly like the business side and stuff like that, and they love cooking. Like my family's big on cooking. So, but for the most part, we're a sports family. Everybody is big, and so all the boys grew up in sports and stuff. Okay. And so I'm small, but I still love sports. As you can see, y'all can say what y'all want to say. But I'm be a dirty bird till the day I die. Dirty bird. I'm not giving up.
You're my sister, man. My sister is a dirty bird fan. She got Falcons, everything, everywhere.
People kill me coming to Atlanta to myself. They don't like the Falcons. Well, go back where you came. You know.
Well, they need to win. That's what they need to do.
Well, that's true.
They had too many disappointments. Like, come on, y'all.
We gotta keep hope alive.
They've been too close, man.
Yeah.
Too close. Yeah. I don't know if they just get too excited. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. We just got to pray for them.
He said we got to pray for them. That is such a church thing. All right, so Harralyn, in doing this play, what has been like the biggest part for you in doing it? Like, cause you just bad. You actually a bad person, even though you say you want to play a bad person.
Yeah.
For what I'm getting, you're a bad person in this play.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck up and mean, and
But so, how far do you plan to go with acting? Do you plan
I
to
don't
go?
know. I don't know. I would like to act.
As long as she's around me, she's gonna go far.
So you must be good.
I think I'm good. Tyler Perry, I'm pretty good.
Everybody keeps saying Tyler Perry.
Somebody gonna cast me.
That's the Hollywood of the South right there.
And you gonna cast me? Well, I don't know what you gonna be in something.
She just dude, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm gonna tell you something. When he told me about the big brunch, and I was like, just men? Ain't no women? He was like, no. I was like, no women?
They made me go back and read this.
Oh my God.
He was
Are you serious?
So he was like, I said, no women? He was like, no, y'all not in it. No women? We not service, we not nothing. At first he told me we was gonna be service, we gonna have no role. Oh no, that ain't gonna work. No. So we boycotted that, didn't we? We were like, no.
And I think the hardest part for me was that,
man, how in the world y'all get away? Y'all got women like this all in the church.
A lot of them.
But listen, but we get stuff done.
Yeah, that's true. I think the hardest part for me with including the women in this, because in the potluck, the men are the servers. They're serving the women because they're queens. They're waiting on them. They're serving them. We have one brother who stays in the wine cabinet while he's serving them. He's, or whatever. So I said, I don't want them to think that I'm being chauvinistic. So for the men, I didn't know if it was appropriate to have women being the servers. But the way TC and I got with the female from their perspective, and so I listened to them, and so the way it's written in as the sisters and everything, they're pretty good. They're bosses. They're really good. So I found a way to put them in, because if I didn't, the show wouldn't have went on.
We was gonna wreck that polo play. We gonna have something to say in that play.
Hold on. Y'all had a play just for y'all.
But no, the men was in the last place.
It was 3 men in the last place.
How many women in this one?
4.
No, the 2 narrators.
Oh yeah, 6.
So y'all just couldn't let the men have one.
And they have more lines than the men. The men come up and do their little platform. The women open the play.
They narrate the play.
They're walking all around while the men just sitting down. They just done took over.
We acted a plum pool in that play. Oh, we got some surprises. Yeah, we'll tell you. You'll see on last day of rehearsal. We got some surprises.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
I believe it is too.
Yeah.
Especially with that one in there.
And we just have a good time. And I have to remember the first lady, God, be mean to you. Girl, you be fine. Let's be mean. That's what you tell me. And so I have to remember, because I got one part and I'm almost about to cuss at her. And I have to go off on her. I'm like, it's the first lady. That's the hard part for me.
The funny part is when I said something about the women, it's all about the men. I got a call and they had me. I pick up the phone and say hello. All 4 of them on the phone.
Oh no! Are you serious?
And they went at me real hard. And as they were going at me, they were going at each other too. I just did the phone like this right here. I said, okay, I'll let y'all be in the play.
Dude, they just got on you like that.
They went at me like this. I had no choice.
The plan was to get the first lady to talk to him. But we got to do it together. And I was like, I don't mind talking to him. I'll do it. And I told James, I was like, me and Billy will have this conversation Sunday.
And Jay, you just like, okay.
He's like,
when she said it like that, I know it's gonna be trouble.
And I was like, I said, how y'all? He not gonna include us? James said, it's not about y'all. Yes, it is.
On that note, listen, man, it was great having y'all in the studio. We're gonna get ready to wrap up, man.
Yep.
Y'all are hoots. And I definitely look forward to seeing this play because I think it's gonna be awesome.
Don't be critiquing us afterwards. Talk about Harralyn, you did a horrible job.
No, I would never say that.
Because I will tell you, I'm just getting over.
You know what? I'm the type of person. And I promise you, I've been to some people play, and I'm like, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. I'm so honest. I cannot not be honest.
I like the honesty, and especially since I wrote this in 2 weeks, you know, I would love the honesty, because what happens is when I get everybody critiques, that's when I'm able to take it
a step further.
See,
that's what I'm talking about. Because I don't even. We'll go off the air and I'll tell you about some stuff. All right. But on that note, Harralyn, I'm gonna start with you. Let people know how they can contact you, reach you, social media outlet. You don't have to give your cell phone number.
You can go on HarralynSwingerRawls.com. That's my website, or Harralyn Rawls. That's my Facebook page, and Instagram is Harralyn S. Rawls.
Okay. Mr. Dixon?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook. I'm William, in parentheses, Billy Dixon. And also you can reach me on the website, First Iconium Baptist Church website. And there we have a lot of information. I also have Facebook page, Fantasy Production on it.
I was forced into that.
I
was like, what is this?
I want you to know what was going on.
Right. So I was like, okay. And I was like, wait, what is this? And I realized, he just put me on in there.
That's right.
All right.
It's William Dixon, parentheses on the bottom, William Billy Dixon. And you'll see me on there with what has my hair on there? It's always different. Was it big?
Oh yes,
I got a baseball cap on.
Well, what you definitely stand out. So it's not hard to find you. Like I was looking for, I said, "Oh, there he is."
You got Jay when I called you when I first met you.
But that man, your style is perfect. Like it fits you. You know what I'm saying? So it
does.
When people want to be unique, like I like unique people. Like you just stand out. Even though you say you small, you stand out.
Yeah. I have to with all my big brothers.
All right, James, how can people reach you?
You can reach me on Facebook, James Rawls, or my email address, jrawls.fellowship.co@gmail.com.
Okay. And just real quick, if you had a bit of advice you want to give to anybody before you leave, 1 word, 2 words, what would that be?
Stay true to yourself and live in your purpose.
All right.
Live on purpose.
Nice.
If God before you, who can be against you?
All right then. On that note, we're gonna wrap up the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Wardell Richardson of WCEG WOOD Hollywood of the South. Be here next week for my next set of people that I'll be having coming in. And thank you guys once again for coming in. I look forward to seeing the play. Make sure you go and check out the big brunch at Iconium Baptist Church.
First Iconium
Baptist Church.
Yeah. 542 Moreland Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia 30316.
All right then. He just gave it to you. Make sure you check them out. 10:45. March 22nd, the day before my birthday. So make sure you go and check that out. I look forward to seeing it because I will be in the building. I definitely will be there. I already had to be. I said I gotta be there, man.
And we're gonna have the meet and greet afterwards in the marketplace. Kind of like a meet and greet, and they have vendors.
Okay, great. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. Hey, make sure you go and check it out. Make sure you go to. How can they get tickets? Do they get to it?
It's free.
Oh, it's free. Hey, and it's free. All you got to do is show up to the play.
Yep.
It's free. So make sure you go and check them out at First Iconium Baptist Church at
542 Moreland Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia 30316. All right, with the Reverend Timothy McDonald III and First Lady Shirley McDonald, who's in the play, and it's absolutely wonderful. And you can find us on their website.
All right, then. On that note, we're gonna sign out. See you next week right here on WCEG WOOD Hollywood of the South. Peace.
Peace.